Hello adventurers, it's your man Zero here, your favorite hero. Guys, the 120 level cap increase for our weapons is just around the corner, happening in just a few hours from now. And you're probably wondering, what weapons do I need to upgrade for Glenn? What's good? What's not good? Well, let's go over a quick tier list and see exactly what equipment you should be focusing on. Let's hop in. Alright guys, got our tier list all loaded up here, and the first thing that we usually do is we move anything that is a free-to-play weapon down to the never area. These weapons, you are not going to be focusing on them at all right now. Keep these on the back of your mind. You will be focusing on other weapons for the time being. First off, the personal style. The personal style is a decent weapon, so I'm going to put it down in the S slot. It's got a good amount of HP boost at 40 points, and it has a water potency, which is great to have. But overall, this weapon is not the cream of the crop, so S is where it lands. And as for the crew kicker, so this is a fire weapon. And I was talking to OnlyLens, and he kind of states that this weapon is an S plus for him, which makes sense as it mains Glenn, but I don't main Glenn, and maybe you don't either. So for me, it is more of an S-type weapon, as it is, again, 40 points towards HP and fire potency. Next up, we got the Jiggy Fam. Jiggy Fam is a pretty solid weapon, and it is going to go right up here with S as well. This has attack 40 and earth potency. So if you're going to be putting this on anybody, it'll probably be Aerith with her earth rod, or Lucia as an example. So it is something that you want to build, but it's not something you want to prioritize. Next up, we got the Hardcore Squad. Hardcore Squad's pretty good. Not quite S rank, personally. I think it's more of an A. This thing only has 27 heals, and it does have some crit potency, so nothing too crazy, but it is a pretty solid weapon, as it does decrease the enemy's magic defense and physical defense. So it is a really good one for utilization, but the r.abilities definitely keep it lower, so A is where I'm going to be putting it. Next, we have Rest in Peace, and Rest in Peace is going to rest in pieces in C. This weapon is an okay weapon, but nothing too crazy. It does have attack R abilities, but only at 27 points and wind resistance. So the secondary R ability isn't anything that we really utilize currently in game. So leaving it as C, this thing is going to be on the back burner. Now we got the Automatic. The Automatic is a fantastic weapon. It's going to go right up here into the S plus spot. It has 54 points in attack as their first R ability, and the second R ability is actually physical ability boost. So this weapon is fantastic for R abilities as well as for base stats. It does a ton of damage. This is one of the weapons that you're going to be keeping on your main hand or on your secondary hand if you have like his newer weapon. So definitely want to focus on this one, getting up to 120 with Glenn. Now we got the Piece of Cake. The Piece of Cake is one of those weapons that is decent, but not quite S rank, with only 27 P defense and some ice resist. So nothing too fancy. I'm going to keep it here. Its abilities are pretty solid for using, but this is kind of actually between A and B, but I'm going to keep it at A just because it has a great name. Everybody loves a piece of cake. Next up, we got Shockbuster. Shockbuster is definitely one of those S rank weapons for Glenn. It has 40 points towards attack and lightning potency increase. So if you're not going to be using it with Glenn, then it's going to be an amazing weapon to put on the backhand of Cloud for his lightning build. So definitely one of those weapons that you want to put up to like 110 right away, and then maybe 120 as the months go by. We got the Apology from Hell. The Apology from Hell has a decent amount of attack at 40 points and ice resistance. So because it has ice resistance and nothing that is too solid of a secondary R ability, that first R ability is really good with those points. I'm going to put it to B. So this is something that you want to level up a little bit past 90. Maybe just keep it lower on the lower end anyway. There's a lot of other better weapons out there. So B seems like a nice place because it is a little bit better than Rest in Peace. Next up, we got the Lamppost. Lamppost is going to go right up here into A. Solid weapon, but its utilization is very much focused on its ability, which does not increase as you level, and its R abilities are rather low. So you have the P attacker ability at 27, and you have a boost ability potency at 36. So, it's not bad, but it doesn't quite hit the S rank. So A seems like a nice place to put it, and it will live nicely in that place. And finally, we have our latest weapon, the Stream Slasher. So this weapon is going to go right into S+. This weapon is fantastic with its R abilities, with the P attack all increase and additional water potency. So this one is definitely going to be an S+. You want to get that one up to as many stars as possible. And if you get this up to R8, that's when you hit the cap of the R abilities. So keep that in mind. And yeah, amazing weapon. And that's it for this video, guys. These are all the weapons that we currently have for Glenn. If you do have a difference of opinion about these weapons, please do comment below. We are a community after all, and I would really appreciate your input, and maybe it will change my mind on some of these as well. If you guys haven't liked and subscribed, please think about it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, adventurers. Be well.